The Participant Choices page shows us the choices our participants made during the survey, and information about the consistency of participant choices. In this video, we'll go over the results of a preferences survey that asked people about their preferences for cat breeds, and which attributes of cats matter most to them. The optional attributes and self-explication pages are only available if we've included any optional or self-explicated attributes in our survey. To learn more about optional and self-explicated attributes, view our Attributes Help video. On the Optional Attributes tab, we can view the number of optional attributes chosen by our survey participants. In this case, our survey asked participants to select 3 to 5 optional attributes, and most people selected only 3 attributes. The table below shows us which optional attributes were selected, and at the bottom of the page, we see which combinations of optional attributes were selected. This particular survey also included self-explicated attributes. This means that before beginning the trade-offs, people were able to order the levels of some of the attributes according to their personal preferences. Here we see information about how people choose to order those levels. First, we see the percentage of participants that ranked each level first, second, or third on each attribute, which is also known as their market shares. Below, we can see how many participants ordered the levels of their attributes in a certain way. For example, a third of participants ordered the levels of cat size, small, medium, large, but very few people chose the order small, large, medium. Next, let's look at our trade-off statistics. On the Number of Trade-offs page, we see a chart showing the distribution of the number of trade-offs that participants had to make in order to complete the survey. This can give us an idea of how long the survey was for people. On the Trade-offs Consistency page, we see how much consistency there was in people's answers to the consistency questions. This pie chart shows us a breakdown of the number of consistency questions that participants answered identically. And below, we see 2 charts that show us the minimum and median time taken per trade-off, and a third chart that shows us the number of trade-offs that participants had to make. This gives us an idea of the quality of our results and whether participants might have sped through the survey. In each of these charts, we see how many participants completed trade-offs within a certain time frame, with the shading showing how many of those participants answered consistently. To investigate the relationship between consistency and time taken more closely, we can toggle 100% stacking, which shows the proportion of participants who answered consistently as percentages of a whole. Together, the time taken for trade-offs and the proportion of questions answered consistently can help us adjust the exclusion rules to improve the quality of our results. Now let's take a look at the Potential Trade-offs page. Here we can see participants' trade-offs either through their explicit answers or through logical implication. The trade-offs at the top of the page are those of the greatest agreement, and those at the bottom are where there is the most disagreement. We can view each trade-off question by hovering over it in the table. Examples like these demonstrating agreement or disagreement can be helpful when reporting your survey results to others. So, as a quick recap, the Participant Choices page shows us information about the different choices that participants made during the survey, and it also gives us information about the consistency in participant answers.